In that pentakill, I actually played 5 jumps.
We're at PGL. Welcome, everybody. Our mics are open already, no problem there. Welcome to the LEC post-game lobby. The first one of playoffs where I'm joined by Inspired and by Zanza to talk about this crazy series. Inspired. Game 5, obviously the decider game. You got a pentakill, so I guess that's what made you win the game. But overall, what made you stronger in the series?
I don't know. I kind of felt like we are just a better team even before the series. So I kind of expected 3-0, honestly, because we were 2-0 against Misfits in the regular season. And I felt like we made mistakes even in the games that we won against them. So I felt like if we just play well and play our game, it should be easy for us to win. But it ended up not being that easy. And
yes,
we had to go for the very hard way to win the series.
We're first going to look at this for a second. You want to talk us through this final fight, or?
Akali just went in. I get her reset and dodged the Naruto with that. Then I just try to kill Nar as fast as I can. I see everyone in my team is dying. I use E on Nar for attack speed and just commit on Ashe because I'm like, okay, if I get out, it's very bad, so I might as well try to trade kills. I get Ashe and I was sure that I'm gonna die, but I get the shield bow, shield bow proc, so I survive somehow, and then I see that enemy doesn't have damage to kill me. And the moment I just kill Zanzarah, I knew I'm gonna get the pentakill and the fight is over. I mean, that was very crazy.
This is the first pentakill from a jungler in LEC ever.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Yeah.
That's what you expected. Zanza, you were high on the Trundle horse, but you gotta say Viego was the most high-value jungler in the series.
But yeah, Viego was completely balanced this game. I think Viego is pretty strong right now. And Inspired had like super good performance on it.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you give someone praise for a good performance, but it's on a champion that's a bit overtuned, maybe not exactly balanced, because then people are like, oh my god, but he did play well. So I'm going to ask you, how much of it was Viego being a bit overtuned and how much of it was you doing the exact right thing to get the pentakill?
Honestly, I don't think it was as skilled as you like playing, I don't know, Kai'Sa or maybe some other skilled AD carry in the team fight, like dodge every skill shot and kill everyone. Here I just killed one guy, get a reset, ult another guy, get another reset. So I think it was at least like 50% of the champion being broken,
okay,
and the other 50% of me playing well.
Yeah, I like that you're being honest, but regardless of that, I think you really smurfed it this series, and it shows. The Kia player of the series, Inspired, 95% of the votes. What? That's crazy.
That's quite a lot. Yeah.
It's quite a lot. In fact, I don't think we've ever had that much. But I think we're rightfully celebrating your win because Game 5, it's always very hard, especially with your experience recently and also versus G2 in 2020 in those Game 5s. It's tricky. But I don't necessarily think that this was the best play we saw out of Rogue. And because you said we thought it was going to be 3-0, we thought, it was going to be relatively straightforward. Do you think that was an issue? Did you underestimate the Misfits today?
I'm not sure, because I don't think we are a team that if we know we are better than enemies, then we play like differently. I think even if we know we are better, we still try to stick to our way of winning the game, because I think we are very controlled. We don't take too many risks and just slowly win the game. So I don't think the fact that we knew we are better made us play worse or something. But I think Misfits just came very well prepared and they played very well. So it was just harder to win than we expected it to be.
Now we'll come back to that in a second. We do have a interview with Vander standing by with Laure, so we'll go to that first.
Thank you, Sjokz, and mostly thank you, Vander, for joining me after this series. I'm sorry things didn't go out the way you wanted today, but I don't know. Honestly, I think you can feel proud about what you did today against Rogue. You were the underdog coming into this matchup. You took them to Game 5. What's your take on this series and how you played it against them?
I guess you can say we can be proud because we played good, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because in like 1 or 2 months, people will not think that Misfits almost beat Rogue or anything. They're just gonna remember that we lost it. So that's kind of how it is. I think we played good and we kind of did better maybe than even we expected we can do today. So yeah, it's now it's a longer road because we have to win 2 best-of-5s to get to Worlds, but we'll try it next week.
You have to win 2 best-of-5, but still, I mean, talking to Jani at the beginning of the series, it's the perks of being on the upper part of the bracket, the fact that you don't face sudden elimination and you have another chance of maybe reaching finals in another best-of-5 series. So time for learnings, I guess, from this series, and I feel like it just missed from a few details. So what are the learnings from this series that are going to help you maybe next week against the
Yeah, I mean, we kind of really griefed game 1 and game 3 or 4. When we had the draft with Fiora and then we blind picked Braum, it was really bad by us to draft like this. So we kind of lost the game in draft already. If this was Scream, we would for sure remake the draft. But sadly, we couldn't today. So I think we just had, we lost 2 games by one by draft and first one by stupid mistakes that it snowballed out of control very quickly. And I think the last game we should have won as well, but we got Soul, and then we had a split call there that the team fight didn't go our way, and then I died 1-for-1 for someone, and then we just died. I mean, Viego is broken, we just fight him 1 by 1, he resets. So we just played bad, I think, there.
Some things to be said about Viego probably after in PGL, but as I said also at the beginning of the series, it was your first best-of-5 with this team, as you missed out on spring playoffs. So you're going to have some experience now, obviously, after facing the spring finalists right at the first series. So the next game will be the winner between Vitality and Fnatic. Who do you expect to face?
I guess Fnatic is a better team, but I feel like Vitality started playing way better to the end of the season, and Fnatic started playing way worse towards the end of the season. I think Fnatic has to change something in their gameplay and drafts, because the way they were drafting was not too good in the last days. So you could see that I think we improved a lot during this 2 weeks break between last week of summer until today. So it really matters what the teams were doing and how they actually play together.
Yeah, and what matters the most is the fact that you guys are on phase and you know what you want to do, and with your League of Legends. So
you can actually change a lot as a team in 2 weeks, just screaming, and you can play a lot of solo queue scream, so you can pick up a lot of new champions and change a lot how we play, I think.
Well, we'll see how much you will have evolved since then. But Vander, for now, thank you so much for the interview and for taking the time to talk to me after this best-of-5 series. Best of luck in your training for the next game.
Thank you.
And Sjokz, back to you.
Thank you very much, Laure. Awesome to hear from Vander. It's always difficult to give an interview after you lose a series, especially in that matter. But as said, they deserved their chance of being in the upper bracket, and thus they get another chance. Yeah, I do want to talk a bit about Misfits, maybe Zanza, because we didn't give them a lot of chance, right? Coming into today. Has your opinion changed?
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of expected the same. I expected a Rogue just 3-0, or I mean, I put on 3-1. But I think we're all talking a lot about Misfits, top jungle, mid synergy. But I think this playoff match, they stepped up even from their previous experience and performance. I think Viego did a lot, and I think Hirit, of course, he had some bad games, but I think in the games when he had a lead, he used it pretty good. And yeah, this was so close for them. So. I mean, also botlane, I feel we were talking botlane is the main weakness of Misfits, but even in games when they were fall behind, they were completely weak side. They performed pretty well.
Yeah, and everyone could withstand the gangs pretty well is what it looked like. Inspired, I'd love to talk about kind of the evolution of the picks and bans, because so quickly it became this, okay, it's whoever can get just the strongest top side, that's what we're going to prioritize entirely. Were you caught off guard by how the picks and bans evolved throughout this series and the big emphasis there was on that top side pool?
I mean, we kind of knew that Hirit is their probably strongest player in getting advantage for his lane, because he really likes to play Jace, he likes to play Camille and stuff like that are very good in lane. So yeah, we kind of knew they're gonna pick it, but first game we just wanted to see if they will actually do it very early, and they didn't. And then the next game, game 2, I think Hirit played Camille and he played very well. So at that point we knew we have to do something with that champ. We either pick it for us or we just ban it. We picked it once and it didn't work out that well. We lost the game, but I mean, we kind of expected what's gonna happen in draft. I don't think they did anything that we didn't expect. We just knew what they're gonna play, but they played it well enough to win. So I think it just all because of them. They just played well.
Yeah, were you caught off guard by how important the LeBlanc became in this series?
Oh, this was a bit interesting because I think Viego is like very good LeBlanc player. Whenever I play with him in solo queue and stuff like that, he's like playing his LeBlanc. So I kind of expected him to pick it, but I didn't think he will play that well on her. So at I think game 2 or like I don't remember which game, we just picked LeBlanc away. And the next game they just pick it 1-2, and because he just wants to blind pick it and play it, so we had to ban it in last game. So yeah, I think his LeBlanc was pretty scary.
Yeah, it was pretty scary indeed. I want to pull up a tweet from your teammate Larson saying, an embarrassing performance. We need to do way better to bring the title home. It's the first time we don't bomb down to the lower bracket instantly, at least. Silver lining. This was just tweeted by Larson. Yeah, but this I think is a bit of the sentiment overall, right? Because you guys are so good in the best of ones and in the regular season, you're so incredibly consistent, and then all of a sudden you almost lose a series in the first best of 5 you play. What do you think are the main takeaways in terms of what you need to work on, not just for the title race, but also for Worlds on the horizon?
I'm actually not sure because I don't remember what happened in game 2 that we lost, but in the second game that we lost, I felt like we are doing pretty well in the early. We like dive bot lane, kill bot, then we run top, and we should be able to kill enemy top laner that didn't have flash, but we just misplay it and we trade 1-for-1, and then we try to counter enemy dive and we also die. So it was like the game that we kinda didn't make like mistakes around moving around the map, but I think we just played wrong mechanically. So I think it's kind of easy to fix stuff that you just play wrong mechanically because you just play well. And if you know where to be on the map at the certain moments, I think that's the most important. And I think we were not that bad at it this series. I mean, obviously we can still be better because I think we could win even with our mistakes. I think even if you fall behind, there's a lot of teams like Mad Lions that are very good at team fighting, and even if they're behind, they just come back to the game. And I think if we played very well in fights, we would come back even though we are behind. So there is quite a bit of stuff to fix.
Zanzarah, you said this afternoon in Ready Check, you want to see Rogue go to Worlds because you think they'd be the only teams that could stand up to the LPL aggression. You want to revise that statement?
Yeah, I mean, it's still true. I think Rogue is the same as we were talking the whole year. They had like pretty strong early game, but again, I feel like in this shop, like in Misfits playoff games, they just were too greedy. I feel like after minute 15, they were trying to not lose gold at all, even when they don't have a tempo, and they just create a lot of situations when the missing can come back from. So I think, and this is important to fix. I feel like if you're gonna play versus LPL or LCK team, they're not gonna let you go out with that. They're gonna insta come back the game, and you're the whole your early game lead is just gone.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. That's what we've seen historically, right? Even if teams are good in the early game, when LPL teams or LCK teams can just turn it around on a whim. So let's talk a bit about making it to Worlds, because you're now guaranteed a spot at Worlds 2021. And you're going to face the winner of G2 versus Mad Lions in the next round. And then as the 4th seed, Misfits will face the winner of Fnatic versus Vitality. So, yeah, you made it to Worlds first off. Has it sunk in that you're back there? You get another chance to do work.
Yeah, I mean, I was so scared that we're gonna lose the game 5 and then we have to play against, one of the in theory stronger teams than Misfits to get there. I feel like this was very free outside. I mean, we felt like it's pretty free to do the series, and it's way harder to play against Mad Lions or Fnatic. So I was very scared that we are gonna lose and then we have to try harding so hard to get there. But when we won game 5, it was a big relief for everyone, I think.
It looked, when you looked at the pentakill, that you were kind of the only one who was calm in that situation. Are you generally the guy that is the calmest in those situations in the team?
I think so. I think we are stressing out pretty hard when it's very important game or game 5 especially. I think when everything is on the line, I think we just we talk too much. We say a lot of useless stuff. But I think, and it's a bit. I think it's probably true that I think I'm the calmest guy in very stressful moments, and I try to step up more to say as much as I can so people don't stress out and don't overreact to to what's happening in the game. So I try to keep everyone calm. So I would say I'm the calmest guy when it comes to very clutch situations.
You said before, like, oh, if it's mechanical things, you can fix it. Draft is also something that you can fix, you know, and making the right decision in the game. Do you feel like the communication thing in those high-strung moments, is that one of the hardest things to get right? Because, I mean, I know myself, I'm a tilter, and like nothing can change that. That just happens. I can imagine in a team environment, that's also just a hard thing to work with, because you can't replicate those situations until you're in them.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. Like, you can't really practice playing in the very hard situation, like very stressful situation while you are playing scrims, like where you are training, because it's not stressful at all. Even when you are losing or winning in scrim, you are like, okay, if we lose, what happened? Nothing happens. It's fine. We can take as much risk as we want. But when everything is on the line and you play like the last game, that is very important. The game is very even. You have to be clutch. And I think you can't really learn it. I think you have to just have it from the beginning. It's very hard to just learn it and yeah, basically be very good at it. I think you can be good at it if you were bad and just improve a bit, but I don't think you can be very clutch. And I think that's what made G2 very strong, like in previous years. I felt like whenever the game was even, they were like very good at clutch moments, and or maybe other teams were just
bad, worse. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's very hard to get on G2 level calmness.
Well, you've definitely got the clutch. You clutched it out today as well. This guy, I know you're always yelling in team comms, right? To the stars.
No, I'm not really. I'm actually like really calm.
It's just in interviews. Actually.
Yeah, it's on interviews. Yeah, in game I'm kind of calm. I'm just like, just wait, guys. I will put pillar and we can play around it. Just chill. Everything's good.
Okay. Hey, Zanzarah, what do you think about Misfits now in the lower bracket? Do you think they can make the run?
Yeah, I mean, actually, like after today's performance, I'm hyped. I feel like they actually like can beat Fnatic. I feel like, I mean, we need to see Fnatic form because they had like 2 weeks to like become much better, fix their problems. So I think it depends. But right now, I feel like Misfits have a pretty good chance. I feel like to just win their match against like Fnatic or Vitality, who will win.
They could do some damage. Let's talk a bit about tomorrow. G2 versus the Mad Lions. An absolute highlight is going to be after today was a huge highlight as well. All 5 games. The new generation versus the younger generation, or the newer generation, I should put it that way. Inspired, what do you think is going to happen in Mad versus G2?
Honestly, I think if G2 will play like they are doing like as they were doing at the end of the season, like all last weeks, I think they will win 3-1. I think one game, Mad Lions could like cheese and surprise them somehow. But unless G2 doesn't like play wars or something weird happens, I don't see a way for Mad Lions to win. I think G2 is just a stronger team.
Do you think Mad Lions have gotten worse since their championship?
I think G2 just got way better. I think compared to last split, I think G2, especially I think playing against Jankos, I think last split was pretty easy, but this split he's playing very, very well, and I think him and Caps are the reasons why G2 is doing so well, and it's very hard to play against them, like way harder than last split. So that's why I think they're just a stronger team than Mad Lions.
Zanzarah?
Yeah, but I would say it's gonna be like anyway close. I feel like both teams have like their ups and downs, but I would put it on G2 too. I think it's like 3-2 for G2. Yeah, I like their playstyle. I think like more. And from Mad Lions, we only heard like, oh, we're gonna be stronger in playoffs. But okay, let's see if they're gonna be.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a big question mark for the Mad Lions after this split, but we'll see how they do with a little bit more preparation. Well, thank you so much. Inspired once again. Congratulations. Really crazy day.
Thank you.
And congrats on making it to Worlds. Zanzarah, thank you so much for joining. You're really awesome. Natural.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
I
you.
hope you come back and join us on the desk again. But that was all from us here tonight. But the LCS is ready to take over. Golden Guardians versus Cloud9. We'll be back tomorrow for G2 versus the Mad Lions. See you then. Bye. Welcome to Berlin, Germany for the opening day of the LEC Summer Playoffs.
Whoever wins today and whoever wins tomorrow between G2 and Mad will guarantee at minimum 3rd place in Summer, and that means at minimum the 3rd seed going into Worlds. Used in a moment or two, not just yet. Underneath the tower, Wind becomes lane, easily picked up. Really simple and clean first blood. Double teleports into the bottom lane as Viego will be chased by Larssen. Larssen dashes forward, Trimby re-engages onto Vander. Vizio's going to be the next target. He's taken out by Larssen. Defensive flash from Vander. Underneath the tower, Larsen's gone for one, got himself the double, and Odo gets out alive. Here comes Rogue, an audacious charge to Wind becomes lightning. Copy flashes over the wall. Cullen will tag him down, not enough to die just yet. Rogue have deconstructed Misfits in the first of potentially 5. Copy's trying to fire the feathers forward, but Inspired heart breaks Misfits. And all the backside, Vito's caught up by the shockwave. Copy stays alive just a few seconds longer.
That's Baron!
Will this open up Baron? Misfits bounce back to even the series. Odo's gonna need the tower, the grey health will get popped. Here it's about to go Mega Gnar, but he can't avoid the lick! Odo with the solo kill under the tower with the minion wave. The riposte comes out, flash away. Here it will get jumped on. He's trying to get some damage back onto Odo. Dashes forward! First blood to hear it! Trimby's dead next, immediately followed up by Cobby, who did manage to get the ultimate off. And Rogue will be one Nexus away from the next round. Will be one Nexus away from guaranteed Worlds. Curtain call to close out the game. Misfits will be knocking down the Nexus, forcing game 5 and be one Nexus away from the World Championship.
Yes!
Inspired needs the resets to break the hearts of all Misfits fans, but Cobby stays alive. The shield bow keeps him up.
He's dead!
Finally goes down. Inspired's got the reset. It's a 2v1. Looking for another. Results in so much trouble. Inspired with the blades of the Ruined King. Viego shuts down Misfits.
I'm FLICKR, holy shit. Nice! Oh my god!
Thanks for making Viego riot.
Rogue take down Misfits 3-2.